The arrival of baby Emma was supposed to be the start of a new chapter for Laura and Mark Evans. Their modest suburban home was filled with the scent of lavender baby lotion and the gentle hum of a lullaby mobile. It was the life they had dreamed of, peaceful, joyful, and safe. Mark was meticulous about safety. He'd spent weeks baby-proofing the house, installing locks, gates, and even motion-sensitive cameras. But his proudest achievement was the sleek baby monitor he had set up in Emma's room. It wasn't just a monitor, it had a two-way audio feature, a high-definition camera, and night vision. "Top of the line," Mark had said with a grin as he adjusted the angle of the camera to perfectly frame Emma's crib. "Now we'll always know she's okay," he'd told Laura, and she had smiled, believing every word. But peace has a way of shattering when you least expect it. At first, the monitor worked perfectly. Laura spent her days watching Emma on the small screen, marveling at how her tiny fingers curled around her blanket, or how her chest rose and fell with each gentle breath. The nights were quiet, Emma rarely cried, and the monitor gave Laura and Mark the comfort of knowing they could sleep soundly. Then, one night, Laura heard it. She had just drifted off when a faint voice woke her. At first, she thought it was Emma fussing, but when she glanced at the monitor, Emma was sound asleep in her crib. The voice came again, a soft whisper, barely audible. "Emma?" Laura froze, her heart hammering in her chest. She stared at the screen, but the room was empty except for the crib. The camera's night vision cast an eerie glow over Emma's tiny form, but there was no one there. "Mark," she whispered, shaking him awake, "I think someone's in Emma's room." Mark bolted upright, grabbing the monitor. The screen showed the same empty room, Emma still peacefully sleeping. "You're imagining things," he said, though his voice was tight. "It's probably just interference." But Laura couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. The next night, the whispers returned. This time, Mark heard them too. "Emma?" "Who's there?" Mark barked into the monitor's two-way audio. The sound of his own voice echoing back made Laura flinch. Silence. Mark jumped out of bed and rushed to Emma's room, Laura close behind. They threw open the door, the bright hallway light flooding the nursery. It was empty. Mark checked the windows. They were locked. The closet, empty. There was no sign of anyone. Still, the unease lingered. The whispers became more frequent over the next few days. Sometimes they were barely audible murmurs. Other times they were louder, as if someone was standing right next to the monitor. "Emma, sweet Emma." One afternoon, while Laura was folding laundry, the monitor crackled to life with a sharp static. "Don't look for her." The words sent a chill down her spine. She dropped the clothes and ran to Emma's room, scooping her daughter into her arms. "Mark, it's happening again," she cried. Mark, already on edge, decided it was time to take action. "It's probably someone hacking the monitor," he said. "These things are connected to Wi-Fi. I'll update the security settings." He changed the passwords, updated the firmware, and even installed extra firewalls on their home network. For a while, the whispers stopped. The calm didn't last. One night, as Laura sat in the nursery rocking Emma to sleep, she felt a cold draft sweep through the room. The windows were closed, but the air seemed heavy, oppressive. The monitor on the dresser crackled. "Don't look for her." Laura's blood ran cold. She clutched Emma tightly, her breath hitching. "Who's there?" she whispered, her voice trembling. The monitor went silent. The final night was a blur of terror. Mark had fallen asleep on the couch, and Laura had just finished putting Emma to bed. The baby monitor sat on the nightstand next to their bed, the soft glow of its screen casting faint shadows on the walls. At 3:14 a.m., the monitor came alive. The static was deafening, waking both Laura and Mark. Then the whisper came, louder than ever before. "She's ours now?" Laura's heart stopped. She scrambled to the monitor, her hands shaking as she stared at the screen. Emma's crib was empty. "No!" she screamed, bolting to the nursery. The room was ice cold when they entered. The crib was neatly made, but Emma was gone. Mark frantically searched the house, throwing open doors, checking every closet, every corner. But Emma was nowhere to be found. The monitor crackled one last time. "Don't look for her." The police arrived within minutes, but there were no signs of forced entry. The windows were locked, the doors secured. It was as if Emma had vanished into thin air. The investigators seized the monitor for evidence, but nothing came of it. No fingerprints, no traceable signals, nothing. Laura and Mark were left broken, their once perfect life shattered. Weeks turned into months, but Emma was never found. Every night, Laura sat in the nursery, clutching Emma's blanket, hoping for a miracle. And every night, the silence was deafening. The whispers never came back, but Laura couldn't shake the feeling that someone, or something, was watching. The end.